This is the last part of page 254 for tonight's homework, and this deals with unit conversions. So let's take a look at the first one here. Now, page 250. Page 250 is an important page. This has all of the unit conversions that you're going to end up using. So this is what I would refer to. For the first one here, I have 7 pounds to ounces I need to change to. So there's two methods you can do. One's a proportion. A line equals sign line is what the teacher will call that. Or we could use a multiplication method. And I use the multiplication method because it's used when we have to go from maybe like inches to yards, or a unit conversion from one unit to a next that you might not have the conversion factor for. So that's why I use this method that it's called method 2 in the book. So I start with the 7 pounds, and I treat this as a fraction, and then I take the conversion factor for ounces. Well, how many ounces are in 1 pound? Well, page 54 will show you that there are 16 ounces equal 1 pound. So what we're going to end up doing is using this as a ratio. So I need to change this so it is in a ratio that will cancel out my pounds here. So I'm going to write this as a fraction, but I want to cancel out pounds, so I'm going to put the 1 pound down below, and I'm going to put the 16 ounces up top. And what this will do is I can cross cancel, and because I'm multiplying. Now I'm not using a proportion here, so I'm not using cross products. I'm going to end up cross canceling, and the pounds will end up canceling. Well, from there, I'll either divide or multiply. In this case, since the numbers are on the same side of the fraction, I'm going to end up multiplying. So I'd have to do 16 times by 7. And so I go ahead and do that work. I get 42. 7 times 1 plus 4 gives me 11. And so there it is. Now notice that pounds canceled out, just left with ounces. So the answer is 112 ounces. Well, for this one, 15 quarts to pints. So 15 quarts. I'm going to write that as a fraction. Now I want to go to pints, so we need to know what is the conversion factor for pints to quarts. Well, there are 2 pints. 2 pints equal 1 quart. So I'm going to use this as my conversion factor, but I got to write it as a fraction. So I want to cancel out quarts. So there's 2 ways to write this as a fraction, either 1 over 2 or 2 over 1. Well, which one is the one we use? Well, we want to cross cancel quarts. So I want quarts on the bottom so that I can cross cancel these. And that way I'll be left with pints. So 2 pints is to 1 quart. And so we go ahead and do the cross canceling, and I see that the quarts will now cancel. And I can go ahead and multiply across, and I'm left with pints. 2 times by 30, or 2 times by 15 gives me 30 pints. And there would be my answer. One more, miles to feet. So we have 3 miles, so that's where I'm starting. 3 miles. Now, this is over 1, and I'm going to multiply by a fraction to cancel out the miles. So I automatically know I want miles down on the bottom, and I want feet on top, because I want to be able to cross cancel these miles, so I'm just left with feet. Well, what goes on top? What's the conversion factor? Well, there's 5,280 feet equal 1 mile. And so that tells me that the 5,280 needs to go on top. And it's over 1 mile. And so what we do from that point is, well, we cross-cancel those miles. We wanted those miles to cancel. That's why I wrote the fraction this way. If I wanted to cancel out feet, I'd write the problem the other way. But that's not what I wanted. So here we just multiply. So we're just doing 5,280, and we got to multiply by 3. So this is done off to the side. That makes a 0. 24. 2 and 3 makes 6, plus 2 makes 8. And 5 and 3 make 15 when I multiply them. So there it is, 15,840. 40, and this is in feet because that's the units that are left over. So there it is. Well, good luck on tonight's homework.